Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I never thought suggesting something so casually could completely erase me from someone's life. But that's exactly what happened. My name is Claire. I'm 32 years old, and a year ago, I told the man I loved that we should see other people. I thought it would make him try harder. I thought it would scare him just enough to remind him what he had. I never imagined it would be the last real conversation we'd ever have. Ethan and I had been together for almost 5 years. Not married, not engaged, but comfortable. Maybe too comfortable. We had routines. Sunday groceries. Wednesday takeout. The same couch spot every night. He was steady, predictable, loyal to a fault. And somewhere along the way I started confusing stability with boredom. I told myself I deserved more excitement, more passion, more options. I told myself he wasn't going anywhere anyway. The idea came up during an argument that wasn't even that serious. We were sitting across from each other at the kitchen table, barely touching our food. I was scrolling through my phone, half listening, half irritated. He was talking about saving for a house. Again. I sighed and said something like, "Don't you ever feel like we rushed into this? Like maybe we should explore other connections before settling?" He looked up at me, confused. I could see the question in his eyes before he asked it. "What do you mean, explore?" I shrugged, trying to sound calm, reasonable. "I just think maybe seeing other people could give us perspective. Not breaking up. Just options." I expected him to argue, to get jealous, to fight for me. Instead he went quiet. Not angry, not dramatic, just quiet. He nodded slowly, like he was filing something away in his mind. "If that's what you want," he said, "we can do that." Something about how easily he agreed unsettled me, but I ignored it. I told myself it meant he trusted me, or that he knew I'd come back, or that he didn't really think I meant it. I went out with friends that weekend feeling oddly victorious, telling myself I'd finally taken control. The first few weeks felt exactly how I imagined. Messages from new people. Compliments. Attention. The kind of validation I hadn't felt in a while. Ethan didn't text much. He stopped checking in. When I asked him about it, he said he was just giving me space. I remember feeling annoyed by how mature he was being. It didn't match the script I had written in my head. After a month, I noticed the little things disappearing. He stopped sharing his location. He muted our shared calendar. He picked up the last of his things without asking me to be there. When I joked about it, he smiled politely and said, "We're seeing other people, remember?" That's when a knot started forming in my stomach. 2 months later, a mutual friend casually mentioned Ethan at a dinner party. "Have you met his fiancée yet?" she asked, completely unaware of how that word would land. I laughed at first. I actually laughed. "Very funny," I said. But she wasn't joking. She showed me a picture. Ethan, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years, standing next to a woman I didn't recognize. Her hand was on his chest. His arm was around her waist. They looked certain. I didn't confront him right away. I told myself it was probably rushed. A rebound. Something shallow. But curiosity turned into obsession. I checked her social media. Engagement photos. Family dinners. Comments from people congratulating them on finally finding the right one. That phrase replayed in my head over and over. When I finally texted him, it took hours for him to respond. His message was short, polite, final. "I didn't think it was my place to update you. You wanted options. I found clarity." We met once after that. Just once. He looked calm. Happy even. There was no anger in him. No bitterness. That hurt more than anything else. I asked him if it had all meant nothing. He shook his head. "It meant everything," he said. "That's why I didn't want to waste more time once I realized I wasn't the one you chose." I tried to explain. I told him I never meant for it to go this far. I told him I thought we'd find our way back to each other. He listened quietly, the same way he always had. Then he said something I still think about almost every night. "You didn't lose me when you suggested seeing other people," he said. "You lost me when you assumed I'd still be here after. Now I'm the one alone." Watching engagement announcements turn into wedding photos. Sitting in the apartment that feels too quiet without his presence. Wondering how I mistook certainty for complacency and loyalty for weakness. I thought keeping my options open made me powerful. All it did was show him he deserved someone who didn't question choosing him.